Hey yo, what's up guys? I hope you're doing good. I will first check if the live stream is online and then we can directly start into our analysis. Let me check first again. Till then, I hope you're doing good. And maybe you can also write already in the chat if it's working. Yes, perfect. It's working. So guys, here again, we're on a Sunday session. I'm fucking hyped and let's do the shit. We will do like some crypto analysis, Ethereum, MATIC, Engine, and I have like also some other coins open. You can also write down what analysis you want to see. And I would say let's start with Ethereum and check what the markets did. So we were like in a zone the whole time, the whole year from 2022 to 2023. Let's first mark out some important areas. Here we had like an important area. If I copy paste this and put this down, we can also say that this one is a very important area, and then we were like trading the whole time below and like above and below, zigzag the whole time. So now the question arises, what is going to happen next? So for Ethereum, we had here a very strong resistance. Till now we are holding it, and we have here also another very important resistance, what could be then also retested when we dump down. So let's go in the shorter time frames and analyze the whole thing in more details. So I already mentioned we don't trade when we go down directly like this. If the people watch the videos from before, we planned to short the whole thing. We broke down and then we mentioned that we want to long here this area, but we don't long this area directly because as you see, we had like a huge wick. You first wait for a distribution phase. That's how it is called. And this distribution phase is very important because then we can see, okay, in what direction the price will approximately go. So if we look here in the short term, we can mark very easily the zones of trading. We have here, I will do this like in a lighter one, and I will delete this one. And we have here also a very important zone. So we were trading here the whole time, and so my trading setup is kind of simple. We always wait for a deviation and then we trade as soon as we are back inside. Also here, perfect setup for a deviation. We see we deviate above and then it's a perfect setup. So for the long position, I would wait the chart to take maybe the lows here. So from here we go there, see a little bit resistance, go there, take the liquidity, because you need to take into account here all the people, they took longs. And what do you think where they put their stops? They put their stops all under these wicks. So what do I expect is that we will take these wicks in a fast movement down, retest this, build some strength here, and then we go for the next resistance. So that's like the trading setup in the case of in the case of a long scenario. On the other side, if we now see, okay, the price wants to go more up, no problem, like easy setup. We wait, take the liquidity above this wick, bam, probably here, take one more leg up, find here some support, and then we wait till we break down, and then we trade this whole thing back down to the next resistance, or to the, in this case, to the support. So it's very easy. I'm not trading like here in the middle of the range, because there's like, it's not my setup. I like develop my strategy where I'm like trading these deviations, and I will not like trade where it's like a lot of fuckery. You see here also if you go in the 30 minutes chart, like there's like no very good potential trade setup. We took a trade setup here last time, and oh no, it was here. we took the trade here, we entered, then we saw, okay, there's like a huge candle wick there, and then I thought, okay, no guys, like we go out of this fucking trade because it's going to be like very bad. And what did we see? Again, a reaction. So even if you are in the trade, it's very important to also actively manage the trade, because that's how you gain an edge in the market. You can never say, okay, you can never base your whole strategy on entries and exit. It's also active trade management and knowing when to increase, decrease the position, or even close in the middle the position. So I already mentioned here this cases. What is now if we break down completely and we find some support under this? Then we can expect that we will retest this zone. So also here, very important, I plan to long also here. If we find some prices here, then I would definitely look for longs, but again, wait for a distribution phase in this area to then take the long. I'm not taking longs or trying to catch the falling knife or some shit like this. I'm waiting patiently. If there's a trade setup, I'm taking it. If not, I'm happy to not lose any money. So let's continue with MATIC. And for the like trade setups, if we are in a trade directly, then please like also look on Twitter, because there are like a lot of like usually I put my trade setups there and tell you exactly when I'm going in and when I'm going out. So let's continue with the MATIC trade and MATIC setup. So we start again here in the weekly chart and look what happened here. So we see there was like major resistance exactly in this point, like here in this area. We saw major resistance and we are on a good way to reach this resistance again, or in this case this support. But then there's like also here a very important zone, and we deviated many times above this zone. If you can see here, we deviated in the bull run last year down, and then we pumped up, find here support, and then we pumped to the next leg. Then here in the bear market we found some support, some resistance here, then again a little deviation, then here a big deviation, and then we broke down. So now the probability in my eyes is very high that we will have here some reaction. That we will have here some reaction. The same way like also here. Also here, next time we go here, I also expect some reaction in this area. So now let's go more into detail and look how is it looking like in the daily chart. So what is like very interesting is we took here the lowest low. So it's still a bear trend, but you need to also expect maybe deviation back into the zone. So as soon as we go here above this zone and like we hold here strong support, then I will look for the next long. So if we do here, then I would expect that we go at least here, take the liquidity in this zone, and then maybe here again in this other zone, or like even more up. And then the next target is here. So that's the goal with the long, but it can also go the other way around, because since we dropped like a few days ago, we did not really retest it here, like on the 19th of August. It's like it's been 2 weeks. But let's look again here in a shorter time frame, how it is looking like. So in a shorter time frame, you can see we find also here some distribution phase. And today on a Sunday, it's not a good sign, but on a Sunday we found some support here. So what I am expecting is like most probably we will retest this area again. We definitely closed many hours and many candles under the latest lows, and thus I expect this chart to go down again. Let's do a little like a easy trade setup. So if we have this, of course, we do like a little trend line and look how it looks like. Then we do here, we mark the resistance. That's the resistance, a huge resistance. So as soon as this candle comes here and break down, I would then look for shorts. Exactly, that's like my trade target for here, for MATIC here. Like I would put my stops approximately here, and then I would look for target 1, so approximately here, target 1, and then target 2 is down there. But for this, like I would actively manage the trade and take like already some profits and put the stop in break even, so you can run the trade. So that's like a very easy trade setup. Right now in the short term, I will not like really look for longs. I will just look for longs as soon as we break here this line and find here a little distribution phase to go to the upside. I will not trade here in this zone any longs. I will just look for shorts, and we will see how Monday will be. Usually Mondays are very bearish days because yeah, the new like the participants, they will like just push down what was like made in the weekend. And yeah, we already see right now, like we pushed here, and yeah, the candle is already started to be sold off. And here again, like this trade is a 5%, 5.48% trade with rewards, and you have like a very low risk. So with a 10x leverage, you already make like 50% of your position, and that's very good. So let's now analyze Engine. Engine got like, let's say it like this, it got fucked the last days or the last week. You see like this huge candle. But let's define first in the weekly some zones what are important to respect. We have here an important zone where we found like in the past some resistance and before some support. So I would like even draw it like this. So if this important line breaks, if this resistance is, if this support breaks, then we need to expect a next leg down. And where do I see the leg down? It's most probably here. Next leg down is probably here. We had here a little wick before. We had like an accumulation phase under this resistance, and now like then we pumped. So if we like break down here successfully, then I'm looking to trade this till here. But let's look further into the charts to see also in the other time frames how it looks like. So if we do here a little trend line, we can also see that we successfully like broke the trend. So for the people who were like active on Saturday, it would have been like, oh no, 1 week ago, it would have been like a perfect trade entry, because you go here, trade the retest, and then you enter approximately here above. You have here above your thing, your stop, and then you take like take profit 1, take profit 2. But since we are in another scenario, we need to like a little bit calculate more and break down more how we are going to trade this. I would even say that this is like more appropriate, since we had like here also in the 1-day chart some closes around this area, and also here some retestes, fake outs, and yeah, so we are coming near to a resistance. So for this, I would say that it could be very interesting also in the short term to long this chart as soon as we go back into the zone. So what do I really mean with this? It's like as soon as, for example, we do like this, have like a deviation under this support, and then we trade back up. I would say target 1 is exactly here. We take the liquidity, bam, target 1, and then target 2. So like that's the one trade setup where like similar to this one, we can even copy the old the old candles and put them into perspective. Let me check where this thing is. Where do you copy the thing? Here. So Balkenmuster. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. It's probably then something like this here. Yes, it is exactly this. So what we could expect here is like we see again something like this. No, then we build here again a triple top. This, like, to be honest, this is right now perfect. Like here we build a triple top and then we short the shit back down. And that's like what is a potential scenario, what could happen. In the bull case, we wait for deviation. As soon as we are back up, we trade the shit up. But in case of right now a bearish scenario, then I would first want to wait till we like break these lows here, to then be really sure that we will see a next leg up. And probably the next leg up would be around this area, target 1, target 2 here. So as soon as you see, okay, the price is going down here in this way, let's say like this, zack, 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 and then it has like here some distribution and breaks down, then I would like trade it back down. But here right now in this case, I don't see like any good risk to reward ratio in a 4 hour. For me, potentially you can say, okay, here you have a trend line, we broke the trend line, but the problem is like more for me that we have like here a huge resistance. So like the best trade setup would have been like here upstairs, where we had like some resistance in the past. That's like a good accumulation phase for a short, but not right now here. Like here I would like be more patient, like chill and not take the risk of like losing some fucking money, right? What could be also interesting to check, I'm not using many indicators, but one of the indicators I'm using is like the RSI, and also here you don't see like any divergence. So what is a divergence? It's like when you create some lows, let's say here for example you have a low and then you have a lower low, but the divergence shows like a higher low. In this case it was not a divergence. Then you have like a high probability signal that the price could go up. But you can also do the same thing in the opposite. For example, we had here a beautiful divergence on the RSI. We saw higher highs. You see here this high was higher than this one and this high was higher than this one. But in the chart we saw that this high was lower than this high, and that's like a huge divergence, and the other high was again higher than the other high, or no, in this case maybe approximately by a few euros. Anyways, so we had like here divergence, and then that's like a good play to see, okay, there's like some weaknesses in the markets, and that's the reason normally I would say as soon as we break down here this gray area, look for shorts, try to look for shorts. Like especially if we have like a distribution phase, and as soon as we break here this red line, then it's definitely going to be a higher probability of retesting either this red line or this zone. But guys, we are already like many years, or let's say 1 or 2 years in a bear market, approximately here. Yeah, approximately 2 years in a bear market since the price dropped. So I would also recommend you, as soon as you see here some prices going down, it's also a very good opportunity to buy some bags for the bull market. Same thing like for MATIC too. Like we have like huge opportunities. Live time opportunities for MATIC also to buy back in spot, like not leverage trading, but like as an investment. As soon as we reach here this zone, it's a perfect entry for for your long-term bags. Same thing with Ethereum. I would not trade or buy like these high cap currencies, because I'm more looking into smaller caps but more rewards. Therefore I have also interesting videos coming up every week about like some interesting small caps, and in these coins I invest. So also here, good opportunity at 1000, perfect. But also very interesting is like the 400 or 500 area, approximately here, if we mark it out. So remember, trading is good, but it's also good to have like, because like trading is more business, but it's also good to have like a long-term bag and to know when you go back in the markets. So till then, I wish you a successful trading, keep safe. I think in the next week we will have like some downward pressure, and yeah, stay focused, and see you next